Hello everyone and welcome to your reading today. This is the Willow Witch channel. Thank you so much for joining us. So we are doing a reading that is going to be about if this person is in love with you. And when we say this person, feel free to replace that with their name, with your person, however it works for you to think about the person that we're doing the reading about for you today. So we're going to give these cards here a couple of shuffles and just think about the person that you would like to know about today, whether they are in love with you, maybe developing feelings of love with you, maybe renewing or getting back into feeling that love for you. Maybe you're dating, maybe you just met them, maybe you've separated and are wondering if you should get back together. Whatever it might be, just think about the person you're asking about today. We're going to draw 3 piles and then we're going to reveal them one by one, and then going to pick the readings from there. So for pile number 1, we have embrace your emotions, number 18. And this pile will have the rose quartz to correspond with their card. If at any point you know that your pile is already speaking to you, you can click on the number of your pile in the description box below, the timestamp. I'll also have it as a pinned comment for you, which makes it a little easier if you're on your phone. Pile number 2, back to what you love. Beautiful picture. And this pile is with the piece of coral that I actually picked up in Costa Rica a few years back. Pile number 3, choose love. I love the pictures on these cards. So pile number 3, you have 2 crystals that I felt drawn to for your pile. So you have the clear quartz, and then you also have the golden healer quartz. So both are types of quartz. Let me hold them up so you can get a little better look. So this golden healer quartz is pretty unique. It also has some iridescent inclusions. It can be hard to get on the camera. Let me see if I can get it to focus. It's a little better. I'll try to show them a little more if that's the crystal that you're drawn to. Try to show those a bit more in your reading. Okay, and if the numbers are important to you, we've got for pile 1, number 18. For pile 2, we have number 3. And for pile 3, we have number 21. Okay, so I'll give you some time to choose. If you want to hang out, we will do the pile shuffling and preparation together, and then we'll get into your readings from there. But I'll give you a little quiet time here to meditate on your cards and choose your pile or piles. Certainly feel free to choose more than one pile, and I'll see you all in your readings very shortly. Okay, so if you're going to hang out for the pile preparation, we're going to go ahead and get into the pile preparation now. Again, feel free to, at any point, just click on the timestamp for your pile if you want to skip forward to that. But for those of you joining me for the pile preparation, welcome. Thank you for contributing your energy here to our pile preparation today. I always love to do drawings of cards with everybody's energy that's going to be watching these piles. I feel like it makes it much more accurate to whoever is going to be watching these piles, kind of pulls in those energies and helps it not just be my energy, you know. So these cards are the Hedgewitch Botanical Oracle, and they have some plant, flower, even some fungi wisdom, which I find so useful. So these are going to give us kind of some interesting, so whenever we get cards that flip over in the preparation, I actually just shuffle them back in, but I always feel that they are a message for whoever might be watching this pile preparation process. So we've got Sacred, Patience, and Protection with the Hawthorn, Trout Lily, and Rowan. Really interesting. So we'll kind of just disperse those back in. It's always possible that they might come out in one of the readings because we are still pulling a few more cards from this deck for each pile. Just one more card from each deck, or from this deck for each pile, I believe. Yep. And the top one. Okay. Next we have the Shadowscapes Tarot, which is one of my absolute favorite decks. It's one of the very first tarot decks that I was ever gifted, and it's definitely helped me to deepen my love and understanding of tarot. I find it such an easy deck to shuffle, pull from. It always feels like the cards are eager to speak to me, and I really appreciate that. Like, just, I don't know, it always feels like the cards have like a very willing, generous energy with this deck. So just very kind energy as well, which I love. I'm gonna just move these cards up to their piles a little bit. So this next deck here is the Wildwood Tarot. 2 cards already for pile 1. I'm already getting the sense that pile 1 might be some talkative, extroverted people, whether it's the person watching or your love interest. If you hear sighing in the background, that's my dog. She's laying in her little dog bed next to my desk where I'm doing this reading, and she had a full day yesterday. She went to doggy daycare and got to play with all of her friends, so she is like wiped out today, which is great. Gives me a little more time and space to do this reading without having to put so much energy into kind of like, you know, exercising her mind. All you dog lovers out there will understand what I mean with that. She's a very, very good dog. I feel like there might be some dog lovers in some of these piles, so definitely kind of channeling some of that energy right now. All right. Oh, so I just had a card kind of want to jump off the top of the deck, so I think that we're going to actually put that. It didn't flip, so I didn't see what it is, but I think we're going to give 1 extra card to pile number 3 there. So very interesting. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and reorganize these piles. So I'm going to put these aside for now. And by reorganize, I literally just mean kind of doing that, putting them into a little more order. There we go. Okay. We'll go ahead and get started with pile number 1. I always like to have the energy of a crystal, if we're using that, kind of central in the reading. Sometimes I put it over to the side. It just depends on what the vibe's feeling like today, but often for love readings, I feel like central is good. I'm just going to drink a little bit of my coffee. Excuse me. Okay, pile number 1. If you're just rejoining us after the pile preparation, welcome back. I'm super excited to get into your reading today. So we just shuffled all of your cards and drew 2 cards each from 4 different tarot decks. So your oracle card here, embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. And your number is number 18, which adds up to a 9. It's also, 9 is one of those magical numbers, right? So like 18 divided by 2 is 9, like 1 plus 8 is 9. I mean, kind of if you feel like exploring the power of 9, there's a whole bunch of writing on it. It's really, really interesting. But the message that's coming through with this is, there's this magical unicorn here that's like whisking this little child away into like, feels like almost a world of dreams, embracing your emotions. I feel like this person that you're asking about is willing right now to kind of delve into this world of more emotional maturity. The 9 is often a number that comes up when we are nearing the end of a lesson in life, right? So we've got like in traditional tarot, we'll see the 9 of Cups being a wish fulfilled. We'll see the 9 of Pentacles as generally like a woman sitting in her garden, being quite content and quite fulfilled with life. She's persisted, she's harvested, she's struggled and learned, and she's quite self-sufficient, but she also knows how to be in balance with other people and with connection, right? So I feel like there's a strong message coming through here of maturity and maturing. So whether that's you or your person whose energy I'm picking up on, I do feel like there's possibly some mirroring going on here as well, with both of you being at the point in your relationship or your lives where you're willing to go on this journey, whether you're separated currently or even if you've just met or you haven't met quite yet. If you're asking about like a future person that you're hoping is being drawn into your life, I'm definitely getting like manifesting energy here. So there might be some of you here that are inquiring about that. It's a little unusual when we're doing a reading is this person in love with you, right? Normally you have a specific person in mind, but if you don't, that's totally fine too. You might just be picking up on their energy before they've even entered your life, right? Which is definitely something that we do, especially if you're tuned in with that, kind of tuned into the energy around you, the energy of the universe. You can really pick up on those coming in energies that you might even be drawing in by getting in tune with that, right? So we'll kind of leave that there. But with the rose quartz too, this is such a powerful, loving type of crystal. I mean, it's one of the best for opening that heart chakra, for calling in love, and for being in the emotion of love. So I really get the message that both you and your person are willing and able to be in this healing, mature, loving energy. So that's definitely a positive opening. I don't know yet if this person is in love with you, but let's see what your tarot reveals. So 5 of Wands, a lot of fiery energy there, kind of like that same energy of like striving for improvement and maturity. You know, the Five of Wands we see in this card, people, you know, performing feats of like physical strength and, you know, climbing up over obstacles in order to reach this brilliant fire. You know, in order to kind of be the top person, reaching for, it almost looks like a fiery comet coming in, all this passionate, you know, passionate energy. I definitely see their passion for you here for sure, and that they think that you are somebody that's worthy of striving for, right? They definitely feel and see and understand your value, and they're willing to put in this effort, right? Whether that's in maturing, you know, embracing their emotions. Maybe that was a past issue in their own lives, or even in you know, your connection, if you've been connected before or are still connected. So I feel like they're working on this, whether they're showing it, you know, to you in an obvious way right now or not, maybe going on behind the scenes possibly, but there's definitely work and you know, maturing going on here. Yeah, definitely some lessons being learned. Yeah, the Wheel. Beautiful. So, you know, this being a major arcana and coming out after the Five of Wands, I feel like there's going to really be a turn in, yeah, it feels like, you know, things that used to be a problem for them in relationships, they're turning it around and getting on top of those problems and becoming, you know, look at how balanced and serene this person is, right? Like they're in this, I believe this is the tree pose in yoga. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't always remember my just like names of things and stuff when I'm channeling, but I believe this is the tree pose. But regardless, you know, this person is standing on one foot, you know, on the top of this turning wheel, right? But is balanced and serene and joyful. Like it gives very much the energy of conquering something really difficult. You know, it's in the same line of energy with this Five of Wands. It looks like all of this maturity that they're gaining, and all of the striving that they're doing, which, you know, very much feels like they're doing it in service of love, in service of you possibly, and of this relationship. They're going to come out on top. They're very much putting in that energy in order to, you know, possibly turn things around and really make something extremely positive, you know, to win, to be able to be at peace and be in a really good, accomplished, happy, fulfilled place. And I feel like that's, you know, we haven't gotten too far into the tarot, so maybe we'll see what else comes out, but I am getting the sense that there's a lot of motivation to do this, to essentially be a winner is the message that's coming through. They want to be a winner for you. Like it's very much the message that's coming through right now, especially with this card coming out right underneath your crystal here, this rose quartz crystal of love and peace and harmony and relationship building and heart opening. You know, this is like a heart opening pose, you know, so to have it right below this crystal, I feel like they're, you know, they're really, what's really coming through is their heart is opening to you. I mean, embrace your emotions in this, like very much reinforce that message. But yeah, I feel like they're, you know, if this has been a problem in the past, maybe they've been closed off or guarded or hard to read, I feel like they're turning that around and getting much more confident, clear, and able to bring clarity to you and to this connection that you two have. Okay, let's see what else. Oh wow, yeah, I mean, look at this You guys, 10 of Vessels, happiness. I mean, this is the 10 of Cups. This is what they want. So are they in love with you? I mean, we haven't gotten all the way through your tarot yet, but so far, I mean, with the 10 of Cups coming out, they have so much love for you. Like, it's overpouring. I mean, it's coming down, and like, not only is it filling all of these cups, but it's able to run off and fill an entire river. I get the feeling that it like runs all the way down to like a lake or an ocean or a sea and fills that as well. I mean, that's like a world filling love. Like, I'm getting the message that your love, like the love that they have for you and the love that you two will have for each other, or possibly currently do have for each other, it's going to fill the hearts of others to behold. You know, like, think of like going and looking at a waterfall. You know, you if you stand next to, or even, you know, maybe underneath a waterfall, if you've ever done that, I mean, you feel its incredible power and all of the, you know, the life and the strength that's running through it. I mean, it's, you know, it makes this huge roar, right? And it splashes, and I mean, you can be, you know, feet away from it and still get the mist off of the waterfall. I mean, it's a big, powerful force. I mean, we even capture that, you know, the power of water in order to generate electricity that powers homes and buildings and, you know, all kinds of things, right? So I'm getting very much that message that your love together is going to be powerful, and it's enough that it will like empower other people to also open their hearts and be inspired to find a love like that within themselves and in their life, right? To connect with others in that kind of way, because they want to seek out a love like what they see in you with your person. So, wow, that's really beautiful. I love that message. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So when I first picked up this deck of cards today, I saw this on the bottom. And of course, I always shuffle and then, you know, reshuffle. So it's interesting that this came out, because it definitely stood out to me as I was picking up the deck. So this is the Hermit, number 9, again, 9. So yeah, interesting. I am feeling that there is kind of a mystical quest sort of feeling to your partnership, and maybe to this person that you are inquiring about. There's definitely been some questing going on, some growth spiritually. I mean, look at this completely cloaked, hooded figure. Like, we can't see their face, right? And they're connecting. They're almost like having a conversation, or like a silent conversation with this little bird here, right? And I think it's like a little wren, if I am remembering my birds correctly. And, you know, it has very much the feeling of like the winter holiday season. There's like a wreath over this door that's half covered in snow. And, you know, you just get this sense of like, of being, I don't know, maybe some of you guys have been separated for the holidays before with this person, or you've thought about wanting to bring them home for the holidays, maybe to introduce them to family, or maybe they're thinking about that as well. So there may be a message in that for some of you here. But some of the message that I'm getting here, especially with this light being very central to this card, is that your person might be getting messages and enlightenment from kind of like unsuspecting, you know, like unlikely places is the message coming through. So, you know, perhaps, you know, your person may be spiritual or may not be. They may be discovering a spiritual side of themselves that they were unfamiliar with before. But I'm definitely getting a message that, yeah, they might be like starting to see some kind of almost uncanny signs around like you and your connection with them. You know, they might be seeing like your name a whole bunch, or maybe they keep, you know, getting reminded of you in different ways. And it's, to them, it's kind of starting to like turn on this light of like, there's something really like meant to be here, something really guided. And I feel like they are pursuing that. They're kind of delving into that more. They might be like Googling, like, what does it mean if I keep, you know, thinking about this person, or, you know, something like that, right? So maybe they're even looking into like synchronicities and the meanings of those. So, but again, another major arcana here. And yeah, it's interesting with the, you know, in this picture, right, the water is all flowing and moving and really powerful and really fast. And here there's just as much water, but it's, you know, it's frozen and, you know, frozen in place with snow. So I feel like there's been a transition as they've been maturing and growing of maybe some emotions of theirs going from this kind of frozen thought, you know, yeah, like frozen, like just kind of stuck place almost, or just kind of shut down and a little cold, maybe a little hidden at times. You know, this feels like it could be up in the mountains somewhere, right, where like not many people go to and get to see. But in this one, it's pouring down, it's cascading down from that high place, and it's bringing life and it's bringing movement, energy, and power. So I feel like they're moving from, you know, this stuck state of emotions to this flowing, powerful, giving state of emotions. Okay. All right, let's see what else we've got here. The Magician. Wow. So much power here. With this coming out right below the Five of Wands, I do feel like there's a lot of passion, a lot of creative force and creative energy. Like they really want to create with you. They feel like together you guys have the tools to manifest and have this like really prolific, productive, bountiful life together where you just can inspire each other and, you know, come out on top, right? Like this overall is feeling like a really balanced, vibrant, like there's all the elements. Here, for whatever reason, I'm getting like pentacles from this wheel card, and then some air energy from the Magician. Yeah, some and air energy definitely from your oracle card too. So I'm getting like there's all the elements, there's all the, you know, pieces needed, and they see that with you. And that very much inspires love and like a passion to, they want to like create and bring things forth into the world as a couple, you know, like whether that's a pet project or maybe children or, you know, a shared family and home life and community with you. They're feeling quite inspired by that potential in your future. Wow, Seven of Wands. Yeah, so for me, this card is showing a bit of a protectiveness over you in this protection or in this relationship, and not in like a negative way, but like they just want to, I feel like there will be very much, if you're waiting on any sort of communication or message from them, they're anxious to let you know that they want to protect this connection and want to protect your heart, you know, protect your potential future together, all of those dreams and wishes and, you know, wonderings and like fantasizing even that we have together, like shared goals, you know, that we see when we see a potential future with somebody. They want to protect that with you, and yeah, they very much want to, you know, grow that with you, come out on top together with you. Protection, I mean, couldn't be a stronger message. So this card actually came out, this card came out, it showed itself when I was preparing the piles, and it got shuffled back in because if any card flips and shows itself, I always shuffle it back in. But really interesting because the rowan is also a very strong magical plant. It's been worshipped and used, for thousands of years by many different cultures in the areas where it naturally grows. And often it's seen as a really good tree to have, by your home, even by like the graves of loved ones. It's seen to have protection over spirits, over against any sort of bad energies, and it's a really good omen for a protected, strong, long-lived future. So getting that for you guys here, it's a echoing again that they want to very much protect what you have and continue to grow and thrive, and that they do see a long-lived future. I mean, yeah, they with it coming out right below the 10 of Cups, I mean, they see so much happiness in the future together with you, and they're very motivated, very driven to protect that. And I just had a message come through, if that's what you want. So I feel like they're being very respectful of you and your choice. So it's definitely not protection in kind of that overbearing way. It's more of like, if this is what you want to build, with me, I want that too. I want to protect it and make sure that we hold it sacred, hold that space together and build this beautiful, powerful, flowing future together. Regenerate. Yeah. So there may be some of you that this relationship has taken a bit of a pause, or, you may have come to this reading because you were getting a lack of clarity. Perhaps this is a person from your past that's coming back into your life potentially, and you weren't sure, whether you should give it another try, or maybe they were just a friend before. Or maybe you're in a current relationship and you're, not sure if this had the ability to continue to grow. But I'm very much getting a strong message here that not only will this have the potential to move forward, it will grow into something, quite powerful, quite, with the regenerate, the moral mushroom here. I mean, this mushroom, we see this bit that's above ground, right? This is called like the fruiting body. This is just a tiny little piece of the entire mushroom. Most of it is below ground. They're not really like roots like plants are, but it's, all this like underground network of the rest of the mushroom's, self. And it connects, and it, is extremely vibrant and alive, and, it helps the mushroom to be long-lived and sustaining, and a really vibrant, important part of a community, a forest community. It often like helps out the trees that are like nearby and other plant life. It's a really essential piece of the whole forest network. And so kind of the messages that are coming through with that is, this person not only wants to, come back into your life if they've been absent, or if you are still together and have been together, they very much want this relationship to take on a new glow, essentially, like a new life of its own, and be sustaining, and to be an important part of a community as well. It feels like they want to be seen with you in the community. They want to be, able to partake in life as a couple together, right? Like this mushroom looks like it has like a little baby here, you know, like, so some of you definitely might want kids, or they might want kids, or hopefully both of you are on the same page with that. Always an important part of a relationship. But regardless, right? Or maybe you already have a kid, or they already have a child, you know. This could even be pets or little plants, you know, plants can be our babies too. So, but whatever it is, like, I feel like they want this whole, happy, fulfilling life with you, and they want it to be, you know, visible and be seen and be very open, and, you know, they want to be able to like be proud of being with you, and like showing you off, essentially, as the message is coming through. Like, have other people know that you guys are together and that you're, you know, meant for the long haul. So yeah, so pile number one, with that question of, is this person in love with you? Absolutely. I mean, they look quite mature and developed. Like, if they're not that way yet, they're headed that way. I definitely see that in their future here. And you guys have 2 10s. You've got essentially 2 9s. A lot of like, you know, their love is developed. It's like, it's a mature, you know, it's not just like a flash in the pan kind of immature, like, oh, you know, lust type of love. It's like one that they've fought for, and they will continue to fight for, one that they want to protect and grow and have be a source of continuing long-lived happiness and energy and power and life for both of you. So really, really beautiful message. Thank you so much, Pal One, for joining me here today. I hope that you'll come back and visit the channel again in the future. Definitely feel free to comment, like, subscribe if you want to be notified of future videos. All of that helps my channel to continue to grow, and I can't wait to do another reading for you again. All right, thanks so much, Pile One. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for pile number 2. So we're just going to set all these cards aside. I'm going to take another little sip of my coffee here. Okay. All right. Hello, pile number 2. If you're just rejoining us, we are going to get started with your Is This Person in Love with You reading today. I'm really excited to get into your reading, kind of dive into your person's feelings, because I just am blown away by the beauty of this card. We've got this sun through this archway here with these blue colored birds like flying out into the light, this beautiful figure here with arms open, just feeling that sun's warmth. You know, they're kind of lit by the sun. There's butterflies flying down this path, and the landscape is just incredibly gorgeous. I mean, all these colors, this vibrant feeling of everything being so alive. Yeah, wow. And, you know, so this card says, back to what you love, reevaluate your desires. So we're definitely going to get into what that means specifically in your reading, but I'm just being drawn to this number 3 here with, you know, that in a typical tarot has the energy of the Empress, and I almost said triple, so I'm also getting like the triple goddess energy coming through here too. The, you know, yeah, so interesting. Okay, sorry, getting a bunch of messages. So, okay, I'm gonna wait and see what comes out in your tarot and then see how some of the messages that are coming through kind of translate there. But there may be some of you who are drawn to the triple goddess energy, maybe even your person is. So we'll kind of see how that comes out. But yeah, interesting. Okay, so many messages coming through. So fascinating. Three of Wands. Wow. So we've already got 3, which, yeah, I mean, definitely getting such a strong message that there's really this element of, it's like a cyclical element in this connection. So whether you guys have been, excuse me, might be a little bit of like a throat chakra, like communication issue too, potentially, especially with the blue color in this card. I feel like that's kind of lightening up, and there's healing coming to that, so that's positive. But whether you have been in a relationship before with this person, or perhaps you relate to feeling like you've been with this person in a past life and they have that depth of connection feeling to you, where you meet and you almost feel like you already know this person, even though you've never met them before in this life, but things about them just feel familiar, or you just kind of get this like uncanny feeling of like, have I seen your face before? Like, you look like someone I know, like what's going on here? Definitely getting that kind of feeling here. Also with this, back to what you love, and this woman with her surfboard kind of looking out on the waves, getting that some of you perhaps there's been some time between relationships for you, or maybe it might be this person that you're asking about too, and this person's almost like emerging from the dark. They were in like a cave, maybe resting or hibernating is sort of the feeling, right? The sun's finally come out. This person is, almost looks like it's nighttime, and they've come to this beach where there's torches lit, and they're looking out on the ocean, thinking about going in and surfing, all very much strong analogies for getting back into kind of like surfing the waves of a connection, a deep, intimate, powerful, passionate connection. And so, perhaps you're getting back into those waters, those emotional connecting waters with this person, or reopening yourself, or maybe they are, to that potential and that possibility. But I do feel with the similarities between these two cards that if you're wondering if they're thinking about kind of reopening that door and that those feelings, they are, absolutely. They're like standing on this precipice, almost this shoreline, just about to like walk out into the waves, just about to walk out of this cave into the sunlight again. And so yeah, that might, take it how it resonates for you, but definitely feels like an exciting new horizon type of time in this relationship. So let's see what else we've got here. Wow, the Hierophant. I mean, look at the joy on this person's face. Like, it feels like they've almost gotten like a new lease on life. Like, maybe they've been kind of meditating as a message is coming through, wondering where their path is, their direction to go. And I feel like they're getting hit with these like spiritual like insights and downloads. I just had a little hiccup, so it definitely confirms that for me. When I hiccup, it's like a confirmation from my guides that that's something I just said or am thinking is true. But yeah, I mean, they're like maybe they felt that this path was closed to them for a while, and all of a sudden it's reappeared in front of them, and they feel like they can ascend to this like glorious, light-filled, beautiful, happy, passionate new level, new future. You know, like it's, yeah, it just feels like it's this incredible, like they almost can't believe their luck in a way. So yeah, I feel like in a lot of ways, like you're this light at the top of this staircase here to them. And you know, maybe you just recently like indicated to this person that you're interested, or that you'd be open to, you know, dating or getting back together, or whatever it might be. Or if you're in a relationship with them already, perhaps yeah, something seems to have happened between you two that's giving this relationship, this connection, new light and life and fire and passion and potential. And they're just like, they almost feel like they're glowing with it. Like they're being warmed by your light as if you're the sun here. So yeah, really, really beautiful energy coming through. Wow, another 5. I mean, you guys, you have 3, 3, 5, 5. Like so much feels aligned and meant to be, and like driven by, like you guys are connected in a way that you might not fully understand. Both of you may kind of get this like almost like a sorry, there's a lot of messages coming through. I actually need to just blow my nose really quick, so I'm going to pause the reading for just 1 second. Oh, hang on just 1 second here. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. My allergies have been acting up a bit. Yeah, so with the 3, 3 and the 5, 5, I mean, I can't wait to like see what else is in your cards. Like, are we just gonna get like 4, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2? Like, what's gonna go on here? But you know, these may be numbers that you're seeing, or your person seeing. One of you could be like 35 or 33 or 55. Yeah, so, or maybe I am also getting that, you know, it could relate to like birthdays or a significant day that you guys like met, or, you know, anything like that, like March, May, you know, something of that sort, right? But regardless of the numbers here, yeah, I mean, this ancestor card, you know, of course, this is also the Hierophant in traditional tarot, but, you know, here we've got this incredible, like, forest spirit, you know, stag head with antlers, which, you know, antlered animals have been revered in many parts of the world for, you know, millennia, as a source of food, as a sign from the gods, as, you know, showing the way, as caring for the forest and for providing clothing, you know, whatever it is. They very much have been very intertwined with human destiny for a long time. And we see this triple spiral symbol here, the 3-legged triple spiral symbol, which signifies like movement. Yeah, it's not, sorry, sometimes when I'm channeling, like I lose a little bit of meaning that I might remember otherwise. But with this crescent moon back here, there's just like so much symbolism going on in this picture that I feel like for you guys is symbolic of, yeah, so, you know, see these like barren trees in the background here? I keep getting struck by the contrast between kind of the feeling between these cards of like so much life and fire and color, and then this barren background behind this figure. So I feel like for both of you, but maybe particularly for your person that you're asking about. If there's been separation, if there's been some I'm getting the word of like desolation, of like grieving, barrenness, sadness, like, you know, I feel like if you guys either have been separated, or, you know, this also may be relating to a time before you guys met. You know, we already talked about like that there may have been a gap between relationships where maybe your person was single for a long time, or recovering, or was in a really hard relationship previously. May have also been the case. You know, maybe they were in a toxic relationship, or, you know, maybe grew up in a family where there was a lack of you know, love that was nourishing and healthy. And so I'm getting that there's a background here of kind of this, you know, lack of color, lack of life, lack of support, energy, and nourishment, and they weren't able to really grow. And, you know, yeah, it just felt like there was so much lack, like bleakness, you know, maybe a sense of depression even for some of them. And that from this experience, they've learned, it's like they've gone through this complete transformation of, not only do they know what it looks like to be without love, and maybe specifically to be without your love and the connection that you two are growing and have the potential for, but it, on the flip side, they've transformed into this person who just feels so incredibly grateful to have the potential and to have this love come into their life. Yeah, it's like the contrast between these two cards couldn't be more stark, you know. And so they've taken these lessons and transformed them into this vibrancy, this colorfulness, and they, you know, they certainly don't want to go back to this barren kind of devoid, you know, landscape that's just like devoid of any sort of love and care and nurturing and happiness and color. So yeah, really interesting. Queen of Stones, bear. Again, like a figure looking out from a cave. You know, maybe they see you have gone through this as well. I almost am getting this sense that this Queen of Stones may be relating to you. It's Queen of Pentacles. You know, bears are revered as spiritual leaders, spiritual symbols, even like an appearance from the gods in many cultures. And with this Queen of Stones looking out into this beautiful, you know, I'm getting the feeling that this is like a sunrise. There's a water source down here, a river. You know, she's looking out on kind of like her kingdom, right? But she's also like emerging from this cave. And so I feel like with you, you know, they see that you are incredibly strong and capable and confident, and, you know, that you don't necessarily need them. You know, it's not like you need them to be, you're not codependent is the message that's coming in. So maybe they've previously been in a codependent relationship, but they see your magnificence, your majesty. You know, they look at you and they see somebody who's worthy of respect, who has power within themselves. And yeah, they see somebody that they would want to go on the adventure of life with, is the message that's coming through. Like, you know, there's very much this feeling throughout this reading of like walking into this brilliant, sunlit, colorful future together. Temperance. Yeah. Let's see what other cards we have. Let's go ahead and get all of our cards out. Wow. King of Wands, Dream, And strength. Yeah. I mean, with that strength card coming out right underneath the Queen of Stones, they see your strength. Absolutely. Oh, also, this is the bearberry. I mean, I love when the guides like do that. It just makes me kind of chuckle. But so with the bearberry for strength coming out right beneath the Queen of Stones, I mean, that's very much just stressing to me that they see you as this incredibly strong person. And, possibly this could lead to, some of the reason that why you're coming to this reading today, looking for insight into whether they have this love for you, right? Because maybe they have so much respect for you that perhaps they kind of feel like they have to almost like stand back and, let you kind of do your thing. Like they don't want to like interfere or get in the way of any of your dreams for your own future. They respect you so much that they want you to choose. Like they want you to be able to dream is the message that's coming through. Like with this figure here in this Temperance card, this figure is looking into this globe that they're holding, and out of this globe is coming these two intertwined dragons, of fire and water and blue and yellow, like very much opposites, but very much complementary as well. And so they want to give you enough time and space to look at the way you two connect and see if that's something that you dream of having. Like they want to know if they come across as somebody that you desire and respect, and have passion for. I'm getting that this is kind of symbolizing them. So I am seeing that you see them this way. And you guys look like quite the match, honestly. Like very strong, very passionate, fiery, driven, motivated people. And they, they have so much respect for you. I do feel like there's maybe a feeling of waiting, of giving space. And so, if this is kind of your question of, should I indicate to this person that I'm open to their love, to, going on a date, to reconnecting, to kind of reopening maybe a new path in our relationship, like trying new things together, going on a maybe a trip somewhere, like almost like a second honeymoon if you guys are already, together. I am definitely getting the message that some of you could already be married with the Hierophant coming here. Either that or like your person very much dreams of marriage with you. Like this is like a very central card in the reading, this Hierophant, and this person just looks like absolutely ecstatic whenever they think of this, ascending to this level of commitment and relationship with you in the future. Marriage, other types of commitment, whatever it is that you and they would want together. They very much dream of that potential future. But yeah, I mean, so if you've come here kind of wondering if you should give them a sign or indicate to them that you're open to their love, to their deepening of love, to their new love, whatever it is, yes, all of your guides are saying like this has so much potential. I mean, Temperance is a very promising card to have come out in a reading. Temperance and the Hierophant are both very, very promising. And Temperance shows that you guys, there's potential for unity, for balance, for being kind of that yin and yang type of connection where the two of you together make something so much more, so much bigger, stronger. Like you guys could build like a whole world together, a whole empire, a whole future that, you know, would be nearly impossible to build on your own, right? Like, yeah. And I am getting, if some of you want kids, like with this little dragon here, that's definitely a potential in your future. And that, yeah, I'm getting the message that, like, whether you have, you may have kids together, but, you know, whatever the message is, for you specifically around kids, this may even be like a pet project or a business idea or a passion that you guys do together. But it's going to be like the perfect blending and melding and synergistic, like, growing of your two energies together. It's going to come out perfectly. Yeah. So you're going to be like, it couldn't even be better if you had dreamt it up, right? So, all right, guys, I think that that is all the messages that are coming through for me here. Well, one quick last message. So with this, having reevaluate your desires here at the bottom of your initial oracle card, I'm getting the message that, well, a few different things are coming in. So yeah, and it's interesting with this coral being what you chose too. So there is definitely a strong message here that this definitely could have been something that felt bleak for a while, and perhaps you felt like you had to kind of reevaluate what you wanted from this situation. There's very, very strong signs here that it is, things are relighting, things are reigniting. There's going to be this beautiful new direction that you two can walk together if you choose. For others of you, you know, if this is resonating, but it's resonating almost more, you're not seeing it in this person, you're seeing it more as yourself, then I'm getting a message, and only take this if it resonates, if it feels right for you. You know, for a lot of you, this is saying very promising things about the person you're asking about. But if this hasn't resonated for that person that you're asking about, then I am getting with this reevaluate your desires message that there may be something out there that you haven't even met yet, right? Like there may be somebody that is, you know, maybe even overseas, or that you'll meet when you kind of go through, yeah, I'm almost getting like you might have some solitude, and then you're going to kind of reemerge into the world, and you're going to meet a bunch of new people, and one of those people is going to be your future person that's, you know, basically a dream come true. And I'm getting the sense that one of the signs that you've met this person in the future is going to have something to do with bears, okay? So I don't know what exactly that means, but maybe they really like bears, or maybe like you're out hiking with them on your first date or something, and you guys see like a bear track or something like that. But whatever it is, yeah, that's kind of the message that's coming through. So that was definitely for someone specific, or some specific people. So if that didn't resonate for you, then just leave that there. Take the messages that do resonate. Those are the ones that are meant for you. So, okay. Well, pile number 2, thank you so much for coming to this reading today. I very much enjoyed reading for you. I just noticed that you've got another 5, because 14 adds up to 5. So we've got 5, 5, 5. So big changes here in this reading. So really beautiful reading. Definitely subscribe, like, comment. I always love hearing your guys' feedback, and I read every single comment, even if I don't always directly reply. But absolutely love those of you that have shared your energy in any of those ways with this channel. Can't wait to do a reading again for you in the future. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, pile 2. So we'll get set up for pile number 3 now. So I'm just going to remove these cards and clear the way here for pile number 3. Drink a little more coffee. Gotta keep the brain flowing. All right. All right, I am actually going to go grab a little more water and I'll be right back and we'll get started after that. Okay, pile number 3, welcome to your reading if you've just rejoined us. So you have the Choose Love card, number 21, and the message is you always have choice, make yours with love. So I do feel like there's a message of respecting each other's choices in this connection. Blue butterflies may also be significant, possibly. There's people playing, I think it's tennis or like racquetball. There's like kind of a feel of like a lot of these people are dressed in, you know, like older, more formal, kind of traditional ways. So you may be drawn to, I'm getting like the Jane Austen books or movies or something like from that era. Maybe you like kind of like watching historical dramas or something like that. And this may be something that your person actually finds really attractive about you. And it may be vice versa too. So just take it how it resonates. There's a beautiful peacock here and some people like sitting around talking and reading. Some kids like playing in a circle, kind of like running around and like falling on the grass and stuff is the visual that's coming through. So getting that your person that you're asking about does think about like spending time with you doing like domestic, cute, like homely things, you know, just like reading or talking, or like maybe you or they are into doing crafts like knitting or crocheting, or you know, they think about like growing old with you and like doing these types of things together or watching you do them or whatever it may be. With a peacock, I'm getting that maybe for some of you, you like to go to places together that have peacocks. So for some of you, that could be like a zoo or something of that sort. And then, yeah, they might really like to also kind of like get dressed up or, you know, see you get dressed up. Maybe that's how you guys met, was like out at an event, like a I don't know why this is coming through, but like a ball, like an old time kind of like ball, like dance together, is the message that's coming through. So that could even be that maybe you guys feel like you've met this person in a past life and that resonates. So that's a lot of information coming through. It might not resonate for everybody, but just, you know, might be messages for some people there, for someone. So, but we'll get a little further into your reading now. So of course the reading today is this person in love with you, and you guys have a couple of really special quartz crystals. So this one, the Golden Healer Quartz, let's see if I can get it to focus on this guy here, because it's got really cool inclusions. Sometimes this camera has a hard time with crystals like this that are really complex and have a lot of elements. There we go. So you can kind of see the iridescence. There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted you guys to be able to see. So really beautiful crystal, lots of colors, really kind of mesmerizing. And I am getting that this does relate to how your person feels when they're like in front of you, like looking into your eyes or watching how you are socially or with a crowd of people or like one-on-one with kids maybe. Even if you're just sitting and reading or like really into something you're working on, they just find you mesmerizing, like you like sparkle and shine to them, right? So does this mean they love you? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's get further into your tarot. They definitely find you interesting, for sure. Oh, wow. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of elements of choice here already. Like, you know, the Six of Pentacles, we see these two hands, right? Like one is giving, one's receiving. We're not actually sure which is which. Like, is this hand the one that's like taking one of these pentacles that's been offered? Are they putting these pentacles into this hand? It almost feels like it's a, you know, it's a reciprocal thing, right? It's going back and forth. They're both giving and both receiving, you know, maybe at different times or continuously. But with this figure eight, this infinity symbol here, you know, we get a sense of like long lasting energy of wishing to be in this giving and receiving partnership is what's coming through. And with the choose love message coming through for you guys too, yeah, there's a lot of like making a conscious choice to be, to show up, to learn, to be reciprocal, to grow and develop, and to do it together. Okay, so, you know, whether I'm very much seeing that this person has this potential to be this type of partner and to be in this type of partnership. So, wow, the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. Okay, I want to see what else we have here. So we got 3 of these cards. You're the only pile that got an extra card. 5 of Cups. Really interesting. Let's see what else comes out. The Fool. The Wanderer. 9 of Arrows. Dedication. Beautiful. The Empress. Wow. Okay, so the Empress coming out beneath the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, and it's right underneath this golden healer. I felt like there was, yeah, so there may be quite a few of you in this pile that resonate with the energy of this golden healer crystal, and your person sees this in you too, where you have a powerful presence, a powerful healing presence about you. Yeah, and they may understand that this comes from, you may have spent a lot of time in contemplation, in, I'm almost getting this feeling from this 5 of Cups, because this isn't actually what this image is, but to me it's looking like a little nest with like a little egg, and it's almost like you're, you know, you've like walked along this starlit shoreline here of this little lake, and you've come across a little egg that's in a nest, and you know, perhaps the mother bird has gone off to find food or whatever it is, and it's almost like you're this like wood spirit or like, you know, elf spirit in this, you know, this might almost be like a dream, right? Feels like a little just like fantasy land, but you've come across this nest and you're keeping watch over this little baby in this little egg, you know, that's like vulnerable before they hatch, right? And you're just, out of the goodness of your heart, you're like helping out the other animals here in this forest, and you're caretaking and nurturing. Yeah, which is really interesting, because like that's doesn't have a whole lot to do with what this card, the actual like on paper interpretation is, but that's very much the vibe that's just coming through, a strong message coming through for you guys. So I feel like your person sees you as this nurturer, like this good to the core person with high integrity. You're willing to be giving and generous. You're a dedicated soul. You have a childlike energy about you where, you know, you could just like dance off into this field of daisies. And maybe there's an element too of like they're not sure if you want to be almost like in yeah, it's like the word that's coming through is tied down, so or the phrase that's coming through, so they're like they see you as like this free spirit, as this person who is like good being solo in some regards. And you know, whether that's true and resonates for you or not, like they respect you, they see you as just like almost, yeah, almost like a forest nymph, like dancing through, you know, fields of daisies, just like carefree and beautiful and turning heads wherever you go. But they also see you as, you know, this is a very much like a mother archetype. So whichever, you know, whatever gender or non-gender that you resonate with, you know, take this how this resonates. They very much see you as a life giver, a life bringer, a nurturer, you know, someone who looks after their friends, their family, their community, young children, animals, you know, their pets, like plants, whatever it may be. You know, you may definitely have this healer, this very clear energy about you. Yeah, I'm seeing so much of how they think about you and your energy here. And with this choose love message, I almost get the feeling like they're wondering if you choose them, right? Like they don't want to, they have such a high regard for your autonomy and your ability to choose your own direction, your own path in life. They almost don't want to step in and like make any choice for you in a way. So like they're in awe of you. They see your beauty, they see your magic, they see your potential for love, but they're not sure if you want that to be a give and take with them. Yeah, so really interesting. Okay, let's get some more insight into this Seven of Cups. Yeah, they definitely, like, they would love to make plans with you. It almost feels like this is like their energy here, this person that's standing looking at this map, you know, looking at a blueprint, like thinking, you know, 7 steps ahead, right? Like trying to decide which road to go on. So maybe like very much the dynamic that's coming through is like this person could be and it may be flipped, right? There may be some reverse energy going on here. So if you feel like the person you're asking about is the free spirit and you're more of kind of the planner and the thinker and the methodical, like solid rock type of person, then just flip the energy here and take it that way. But what's kind of coming through is like one of you is very much this, you know, planning type of person who thinks like 7 steps ahead and always tries to like have a plan A and a plan B, and like, what if that doesn't happen? Well, we'll do this, you know, no problem. Like very analytical, very wise and careful. And then the other person may be much more of a free spirit, like, look at this floating island with this tree. Wouldn't it be cool if we could get up there and we could like, you know, jump off and, you know, glide down with our like hang glider, and, you know, we could like, maybe we could just live up there. Like we could just live up there for a year. Wouldn't that be cool? Just like live on a floating island. And this person's like, well, what would we do up there? And yeah, just one person very much may be a dreamer and a, you know, imaginative, creative spark type of energy, right? Very much a free spirit. But, you know, that doesn't mean that you guys can't work beautifully together as partners, right? I feel like you could really balance each other out, bring elements that the other person is missing, and help each other to be even more successful moving towards your dreams and your goals together in life, right? You've got all these cups in front of you, signifying the full fullness of your potential future together, right? So, and obviously you've climbed up to the top of this mountain together. Like you know, you've gotten that much accomplished. So whether that means that like you guys already have been in some sort of connection and you could even be, you know, good friends already, or, you know, if you have just met, that you've both already done a lot of like self work, you've already done a lot in your lives, and you know, you're kind of figuring out if you're ready for that next step together, like stepping off this precipice onto this rainbow bridge. Like what's on the other side, you know, you're kind of trying to figure that out together, or you know, maybe both of you are trying to figure out if you want to go down that together, right? Let's see what these last two cards bring to us. Growth, wow, and humility. Beautiful. Oh, it's a really sweet way to end this reading. So yeah, okay. So we're not getting like a really conclusive message about, I mean, I feel like this person has a lot of respect and admiration and love like in their heart for you as a person. There's a feeling here of not being sure if you choose them, but I feel like they would choose love with you, right? So there may be a need for a clarifying conversation if this is, you know, if you see a future with this person or want to try to have that. I feel like there's a lot of potential here for growth. Like you guys can definitely grow together. And yeah, they, you know, a lot of this may come from a place of humility within this person where, you know, they don't have this big ego, right? Like they don't need to be what's the feeling that I'm trying to express? It's like, you know, there's people who kind of like serial date, right? And like almost derive part of their value, or like, you know, they feel like they always have to have like, you know, the prettiest, like most Instagram worthy like pictures of their relationship with somebody in order to like feel good about themselves, right? It's kind of the feeling that I'm trying to express. This person is not like that whatsoever. Like very central to your reading is like they look at you and they see somebody who is so comfortable in their own skin and so incredibly beautiful in their own worth, and they just admire you, and they don't want to like do anything to get in your way of like whatever you want your future to be, but they absolutely would love to grow with you. They're just not sure if like you choose them, you know, they're not sure if if you want them to like go on this beautiful journey, and perhaps if they're kind of that like more stoic, you know, more of like a solid rock type of person, they may not understand why somebody is vibrant and colorful and creative and expressive and giving and loving and beautiful as you would choose them, right? You know, not like they don't have a high opinion of themselves. They may just think like you guys are like oil and water, and, you know, whereas they would like, they love being around you and they love your energy and they would love to be with you. They're not sure if you would love to be with somebody who's like them, right? And I can very much see that you very much value them for everything that they do bring to this relationship, but they may just need to know that you do choose them if that's the case, okay? Yeah, a very humble, very beautiful person. There's so much of you in this reading and not a lot about themselves. So I get that they're very, you know, they don't have a very big ego at all. They don't spend a lot of time like thinking about themselves. But they're quite into you. So yeah. And they would be very dedicated is the message that comes through too. Like they're like a steady, solid, dependable, hardworking energy. So yeah. So Beautiful. Pile number 3. I really loved doing this reading for you. I think the dynamic that you two have is really wonderful, and I'd be curious to hear your perspective and any comments that you want to share about your connection or your experience. And I can't wait to do another reading for you guys in the future. So thank you again for coming to this reading today. Definitely like, subscribe. If you want to see more videos as I post them on the channel, make sure to subscribe. And thank you to those who already have shared your energy on this channel and subscribed. You're all very much helping me to grow this channel and do more readings for you and keep contributing in that way. So thank you so much. So I'll see you guys again in a future reading, I hope, and have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. All right, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.